Hey, my beautiful peeps. Locking down the truth. I'm obviously feeling a lot of emotion today and this morning, and I feel that I get to share because this is why God uses me as a tool. And it's not about me. It is about me. It's always about what's going on inside me, but it's something that I felt like I got to share because I feel like a lot of people probably deal with this. So the reason I'm feeling a lot of emotion is last night was the last day that my boys got to hang with their dad out here in Utah before we're going to play today on the lake and then pack up and head back towards San Diego. And a very emotional experience that brings up a lot of limiting thoughts and beliefs and perceptions and, old triggers for me. Obviously, going through divorce, probably a common thing for most people to experience is like the thoughts of what's wrong and what's bad, and seeing it as my poor boys, and they're not gonna have a dad in the home, and they're this is gonna hurt them, or it's gonna change their life in a negative way. And I know that everything literally is what we've called into our experiences our perfect growth experience. And when we only focus on those things, of course, then it's horrible and it's bad and it's wrong. And instead of like shifting the point of view, which is like, well, what's right about this, and what's the greatness in this, and what do we get to learn, and what do we want to experience, and what do we want this to be, and so I choose to believe, and what resonates for me is that coming down to this perfect experience, it's every single one of us has the right and the opportunity to experience whatever we want. And for me, I believe, in what resonates is believing that, I really wanted to come down and I wanted to experience ultimate forgiveness. I had no idea what that looked like, and I wanted to understand what does ultimate forgiveness feel like, and what does it look like, and my former was, one of my best friends up there in heaven that was like, came up to me and said, you know what? I will create a situation for you to allow you to experience ultimate forgiveness. I'll do that for you because I love you. And knowing that experience has allowed me to become who I am today, like I can't help but get emotional when I think about the appreciation and gratitude for that opportunity, because I know divorce is one of the greatest growth processes you can go through that can just catapult your life when you choose to allow yourself to look inside and see what's the feedback from it. And so I'm just in pure gratitude and appreciation from my former for creating that experience for me, and cheating on me gave me that perfect growth process. And so hence, moving past that, I had all those limiting beliefs of what's this going to do to my boys, and my poor boys, and I realized, like, wow, like I can only choose to believe that this is the perfect experience for them to become who they're meant to be, and to learn who they are. And my kids are the most amazing, powerful little creators that teach other kids how to break through their perceptions and deal with bullies and all sorts of things, and they're powerful in their mind because I gotta learn that growth process and teach that to them. And so what we experience now is like the greatness in that they have two amazing families to love them, and they have this beautiful place in Utah and beautiful place in California. And I remember one time watching a show with my boys, like kind of like fresh, like maybe around a year after getting divorced, and at the very end the whole family cuddles up, and I just started to bawl, and my little boys are like, what's wrong, Mom? And I've taught them very authentically to feel and share their emotions, and I said, what's coming up for me is that I'm hurting you guys somehow, or you're not going to be as happy because you don't have a dad in the home. And they were they were like 4 and 2, or at the time 4 and 1 when I got divorced, and my youngest runs and he's like 2, grabs a comb, a brush, and comes back and is just brushing my hair, and the other one's rubbing my face, and just said, and my oldest, who was like 4 to 5 at the time, literally said, Mom, we know that we're totally happy, just the 3 of us, and we know that we'll be just as happy when you find someone that gets to be in your life too. And so last night, this is the greatness about teaching them how to control their perceptions and what they want to experience, because we realize, like, we're like excited that we have so many options and opportunities, so many amazing people in our life, and they wouldn't be who they are if they hadn't had this perfect process as well. And so last night we were feeling a ton of emotion, and they were feeling a ton of emotion, and you know, my former and I had really said, you know, let's be excited, let's you know, role model for them that, you know, we're so excited that he'll get to come out in a couple weeks, and we'll all go to Disneyland, and we'll be back for Thanksgiving and Christmas and just all these things. But of course they're feeling emotion, sad that, you know, they've just gotten to spend the whole summer with their dad and every day, and that it's shifting and changing, and you know, with their brother, sister, stepbrother, sister, etc. And so in feeling all that emotion, it was hard. It was really hard for me to watch them in that emotion, and to feel like I was responsible for them feeling that, and that I've created this situation where they don't live here, and this was all the stuff that I got to break through in choosing to go create my ultimate life and live where we wanted to live, and kind of expand to assisting the masses more, and taking my calling and purpose to a bigger level where I felt God called me to be. And we just got to share authentically, and you know, as they're crying and feeling the emotion of it, what came up for me is that, you know, they weren't happy to live with me because here they have, you know, a dad and a mom and a brother and a sister and grandparents and so much family that was just like what was fun to them versus being with me. And it brought up this emotion for me, and as I'm crying too and telling them my thoughts and things, you know, my oldest, Skylar, says, he's like, Mom, we're just having a very open, authentic conversation. He's like, expressing our feelings and our emotions, it's okay for us to feel what we feel, and we're just walking through it. We know what we get to go create. He's like, we know we get to, you know, we're excited to go back to California and all the fun things that we have there. And he's like, we're just feeling sad because we're feeling, you know, the sadness of the whole experience. And he's like, so Mom, please don't attach to it that we don't want to live with you, and you know, it was just like breaking down the belief for me that wasn't true, and that it's just really this. And this is coming from my 12-year-old who such a gift for me to see that he can stand in that power because of this experience and because of what I've taught him, and that this was our beautiful, perfect experience and process. And by being real and us talking about what is, we don't just cover it up and pretend, and you know, they hold all these emotions inside, and then they're having thoughts and perceptions, or maybe if I was having a thought and perception that they didn't really love being with me and they'd rather be with their dad, then I'd put up a guard or a thing, or I'd see life that way, and it'd just create disconnect, and we wouldn't have the relationship that we have. Instead, we're like ready to go kick ass today, have a totally fun day. Gavin and I already came out and, you know, cuddled up in the hot tub, and the point is this is, I know this is long, but the point is this, is that you are in control of what you experience, and everything in front of you, instead of fighting it or seeing it as like, you know, you were a victim to it, or, you know, why did this happen? It is what it is, and it happened because there is, in some way, you chose this. Just like I chose to experience a cheating husband and divorce and life being hard, and until I shifted that to see like, oh, what's so great about this, and we choose to shift our perception and be excited and see all the greatness in it, my kids have become these little amazing divine geniuses that this was meant to be a part of their growth process to become that, and this was meant to be part of my growth process to become that. And so I just want to influence the importance of emotion and feeling emotion and being real and being authentic and being vulnerable and talking through, this is what I notice I feel because of these thoughts, and getting clear on what is true and not true. Well, what do we want to create of this situation, so that we're moving through and we're being the creators of our world and our life, versus just being these victims where life is hard and it's horrible, and then that's what you continue to experience. And so just realize that even in this perfect beautiful gift of divorce and perfect beautiful gift of all these thoughts and these emotions or whatever you're experiencing, there's always feedback. There's always feedback of what you then get to move forward and do. And I guess that's it. I just wanted to share that, you know, that's what I was experiencing authentically and vulnerably, and it triggers all that old shit. But I know none of that's true. And I know that's just based off my belief system of the world saying this is what a perfect little family looks like, and this is what the experience is best. And that's not true. I love my experience. I love my life. My life is amazing, and I'm so, like, I'm living perfect, whole, and complete, and fulfilled, and I could never have given them the gifts that I've given them and teach them to be the empowered little creators they are, or me to be the person I am, if I hadn't been through that. And our experience is perfect for us, and your experience gets to be perfect for you. Whatever you're experiencing is actually perfect for you, because it's what you're experiencing. So fighting that doesn't do you any good. What do you want to make of it? So we're choosing to make awesomeness of this, and we're excited to go see peeps and friends on the way and get back to San Diego and play and still have an amazing time when we're here in Utah, and just having the whole package. That's the whole package to us. So anyways, this is Marci reminding you, power choice is yours. Choose your best life. Lock it down.